Well, first of all, I welcome the President to Belfast. It's always good to see the President of the United States in Northern Ireland. The United States is our closest ally, and we recognise that the importance of that relationship to the United Kingdom. I welcome the fact that he made reference to the enormous contribution that the Ulster Scots made to the foundation and building of the United States of America. I think it's important to have that recognition, given some of the comments that have been made in the past. But fundamentally, he, in the conversation we had, recognised that it's for the leaders in Northern Ireland to make the decisions about our future. He is not here to interfere. He made that clear. And to be honest, he didn't seek to apply any pressure. He recognises that it is the political leadership here that needs to take the decisions to move things forward.
Didn't seek to apply pressure, says he's in listening mode, but he must have asked you to get back into power sharing.
No, actually he didn't. What he did say was that the United States stands ready to support and help Northern Ireland, that he will continue to encourage investment in Northern Ireland. The United States is our biggest foreign direct investor here. There are thousands of jobs created by American companies. Of course, we'd always like to see more American businesses here.
But that investment can't continue while there's no functioning government, can it?
Well, we are continuing to see investment in Northern Ireland. We're continuing to see, including American businesses, expand in Northern Ireland. They do very well here. We have a business environment in which companies coming into Northern Ireland can thrive, and I think we'll see more of that in the future.
Even without power sharing being restored?
Well, of course. We want to see the political institutions back up and running. But the United Kingdom is our biggest market by a country mile. We sell far more goods within the United Kingdom than we do to the rest of the world combined. That's why I want to get this right. I want to ensure that Northern Ireland continues to have access to the whole of the United Kingdom and its internal market, and that the arrangements to facilitate trade with the EU don't get in the way of our ability to trade within our own country.
I can see Sam edging to get in here, but I just want to finish really quickly on that one. And you think that what has been agreed, this Windsor framework, does impede that? That's the problem. It doesn't actually resolve it, as Rishi Sunak and Ursula von der Leyen tell us.
I think there's further work that needs to be done, and we will engage with the government to see what further can be delivered in terms of respecting and protecting Northern Ireland's ability to trade within the United Kingdom and its internal market.
But you voted against it, sorry Sam, you voted against it. Wasn't there an alternative? Can you have voted for it and then worked out the details?
Well, we need to see more of the detail, of course. We'll continue to engage with the government towards that end. I want to see a solution that works for everyone in Northern Ireland.
So Jeffrey, I'm very struck. The way that you've talked about today, it's emollient. You welcome the President coming over to Northern Ireland. So he's always welcome in Northern Ireland. The tone that you take is just so sharply different from some of your colleagues. We heard Jim Shannon coming on half an hour ago, much more instinctively critical of President Biden coming here today. I suppose the big question for me is, will the DUP always move as one in this issue? If the Sammy Wilsons and the Ian Paisley Juniors object to the Windsor framework, but others in the DUP perhaps more enthusiastic about going back into Stormont, will you ever leave them behind?
Well, we are very focused as a party on what we need to achieve, and actually we are moving forward as one party to secure our objectives. Look, of course people will reflect on some of the things that has been said in the past, things that were unhelpful. But I welcome the fact that today the President's speech was, I feel, more balanced and measured. It acknowledged the contribution, the enormous contribution that people from Northern Ireland, our ancestors, made to the foundation and building of the United States of America. And I think that's something everyone in the DUP would welcome. And I also welcome the fact that the President didn't today seek to put pressure and to say to political leaders, you must do this or you must do that. Of course, he wants to see the institutions restored, don't we all? But it has to be on the basis of firm foundations, and that requires unionist as well as nationalist support.
But 25 years ago, you were the person that walked out of the room ahead of the Good Friday Agreement signing, ahead of the event that we're here to commemorate. Now, it feels like you're a much more consensual figure in all of this. If Sammy Wilson, if Ian Paisley Jr. walked away, would you stop them?
Well, look, as a party, we always try to move forward together, and I value the views of my colleagues. We continue to work on these issues. We have a shared objective, which is to see our institutions restored on firm foundations, and that's what we're working to deliver.
I mean, those firm foundations, there was mention from Jim Shannon earlier that he feels like the Windsor Framework doesn't guarantee Northern Ireland's place in the Union. Is that how you see what's in that document?
I think that's why the government needs to go further and needs to ensure that as the government of the United Kingdom, it does what it committed to do way back at the beginning of 2020, which was to protect Northern Ireland's place within the United Kingdom and our ability to trade with the rest of the United Kingdom.
But doesn't the Belfast Good Friday Agreement guarantee this area's union with the rest of the United Kingdom? Does that already underpin what is in place with the
And sadly, the protocol undermined it. And what we need to ensure is that the damage and the harm caused to the Union by the protocol is properly repaired.
I mean, you were sitting in the room there listening to President Biden, sitting next to Michelle O'Neill, the First Minister designate. What did you say when you were sitting next to listening to the President?
Well, I converse with all of my colleagues on occasions like this. We didn't talk politics, and I am focused on what we need to do and to achieve to deliver the restoration of the political institutions in Northern Ireland.
I mean, you've got local elections, council elections coming up on May the 18th. There is some suggestion that you could, I mean, it's not going to suffer for Assembly members, but lose some council seats because of the fact that power sharing has not been restored. How concerned you are going to lose votes to more hardline parties?
Well, I want power sharing to be restored on a firm foundation. That's what we're working to achieve, and I'll be taking my message to the country during the local elections and asking people to support the DUP to finish the job. We want to get this right. We want to get it done.
That's the message to the country. Did you see Rishi Sunak this morning?
I will be meeting the Prime Minister when he visits Belfast next week.
OK, and what will be the message to him? You're going to send him back to the EU again to try and rework that arrangement that he said that he worked so hard to bring to you?
Well, actually, I think it is a matter for the UK government alone itself to protect Northern Ireland's place within the United Kingdom. I'm not asking him to close off our trading opportunities with the EU. I'm asking him to protect our trading opportunities with the rest of the United Kingdom.